We used to be very clear from the beginning of this genocidal war 2 years ago. We are welcoming any effort that will end the genocidal textbook war on Gaza, the Israeli genocidal war, the Israeli ongoing slaughtering campaign on Gaza right now. They did not consulted us with any single part of this plan. Could you imagine a plan that will decide the future of the Palestinian people? The Palestinian people had not been consulted on it. But no one imposed any single type of sanctions against Israel, while Russia, for its war with Ukraine, imposed against it 30,000 different type of sanctions. This is the logic of the jungle law. We are watching, as a human being, we are watching our people slaughtering.
President Trump has rolled out his Gaza peace plan. What does it mean for Palestine and for Palestinians? For this, I'm being joined in an India Today Global exclusive. This is a conversation with Palestinian Ambassador to India, Ambassador Abdullah Abu Shawish. Ambassador Shawish, thank you so much for joining us. Your first reaction to the Gaza peace plan. How does your government, your administration look at this plan?
Thank you so much indeed, Geeta, for having me. It was not called a peace plan. It's called Trump Comprehensive Plan to End the Gaza Conflict. Because wording has a meaning, this is very important. Regarding our official position as a Palestinian, because the title itself have a lot of issues that we can talk about it. But regarding our official position as a Palestinian Liberation Organization, President Abbas and the Palestinian Authority, of course, we used to be very clear from the beginning of this genocidal war 2 years ago. We are welcoming any effort that will end the genocidal textbook war on Gaza, the Israeli genocidal war, the Israeli ongoing slaughtering campaign on Gaza right now. And we welcome any effort that will make sure that the humanitarian aid will reach to our people in Gaza. This is our official position. Long time ago, 2 days ago, President Abbas issued an official position paper on this regard to welcome this, effort or a plan to end the Gaza conflict, so to speak.
Okay, but this goes beyond that. This goes beyond that because up until now, the Palestinian administration were talking about a ceasefire to ensure, and anything for a ceasefire to ensure that aid reaches the people of Gaza. This plan, Ambassador, goes beyond just a ceasefire. It talks about a more permanent solution where we're looking at an international force that will be placed in Gaza, Gaza will have a different connotation when it comes to the larger picture in the future. If you're talking about statehood, how does all that work out then?
Yes. There long time ago, and so that I make it as introduction to the to say that we or our official positions that we welcome this. But when it came to it, we cannot consider it as an official a plan for peace at all, for tens of reasons that we can talk about it. But again, when we talk about official plan for peace, for example, it should be rooted or based on the international law and international agreed resolution. And the end goal of it should be the two-state solution. This is not the case at all in this plan to end the conflict in Gaza. Then this, when you mentioned that this war is a conflict, this 2 years of continuous genocide in Gaza just to minimize it, to end the Gaza conflict. This is as if you gave escape back to the um, to the fugitive for justice Benjamin Netanyahu and his group. So that and also when we look to this plan to end again the war, the conflict in Gaza, there is many legitimate concern for us as a Palestinian authority, as Palestinian official. But again, we already welcomed it, and again welcome it based on that this might be an effort to end the ongoing bloodshed in Gaza and the effort to put an, to make sure that there is no more Palestinian child will going to die due to the malnutrition and hunger.
Okay, so for now, you're saying that the Palestinian Authority has welcomed the plan. If you're only looking at the ceasefire part and humanitarian part, but the larger perspective of a two-state solution, this does not offer that. Is that what you're saying?
No, absolutely. It does not tackle the issue of two-state solution. There is many things that we can talk about it when it came to this plan. It does not tackle the two-state solution or the unity between Gaza and West Bank. It does not tackle the full withdrawal of the Israeli occupation army from Gaza. It does not tackle the exact parameter and measures and timeline of when the Israeli occupation will going to withdraw. Then just one thing, it was completely, utterly, very clear in this plan, which is to take back the Israeli hostages. But otherwise, the vast majority and all of the wording there is very ambiguous and have multiple interpretation, and we have a history with Israel and the current Israeli prime minister of how he gonna interpret it, this language.
Okay, but there are certain specifics, Ambassador, and I'd like you to talk about that. One is that they have asked Hamas to give up arms. Do you think the Hamas is going to agree to this one very specific demand on which a lot depends? Netanyahu has already warned that if they do not give up arms, then he's going to go ahead with his plan.
I'm gonna tackle this question from 2 points of view. First and foremost, this is our request as a Palestinian National Authority long time ago during our discussion of the unity with Hamas. The only one who refused this unity and stand very strong against it and supported Hamas with the money itself was supported Hamas with the money again itself was the current prime minister, to make sure that the rift between the Palestinian people is to continue and there is no two-state solution. And this is a declared position from his side. So that when we talk about this, we declared our position. President Abbas was very clear. One legitimate security for us. One word, loud and clear. This is the exact issue that Benjamin Netanyahu, before October 7th, refused it and still refused it. Second, when you talk about weapons, this means that the most ambiguous issue here is that the people worldwide believe that there is another army in Gaza is fighting against the Israeli army. Israeli army is ranked 15 in the 15 power army worldwide. When it came to Gaza or the remaining part of Hamas, if there is a remaining part of Hamas or remaining members of Hamas there, you cannot compare to say weapons and demilitarizing Hamas and demilitarizing the Palestinian people and all of this stuff. The third point that I would like to tackle it, that our official position was declared just a few days ago, less than 3 days ago. Even we are looking for a demilitarized state for sacrifice to make sure that there will be a peace. The one who's refusing all of this, the one who was benefited from Hamas weapons, used to benefit, still benefiting, and will continue to benefit from Hamas weapons, so to speak, to say weapons, is only Israel and the current Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu.
You make a very, very interesting point. So what are you proposing and what are you saying? Will this plan work at all? Will Hamas give up? And if Hamas doesn't give up, where does this plan really, where does America go with this plan then?
No, I mean, the main issue of this plan is to make sure the hostages will go back to their homes. And this is our request, even as a Palestinian official. This is our request from the very beginning. We used to say also those hostages should not be taken from the very first moment of this tragedy. But this is not the end of the issue. There is another 10,000 to 11,000 Palestinian hostages. Unfortunately, no one tackled their tragedy. But again, where this plan is going, it depends how the Israeli will going to interpret it after. I hope that it will be start to be implemented after the hostages, the Israeli hostages will go back. Our experience with Israel, our experience with the current prime minister, they will interpret it according to their beliefs only. Then the other issue, when it came to the Hamas or any other military faction, so to speak, or political faction, we in the Palestinian Authority, President Abbas, very clear in this regard. We are calling for one legitimate, because it's very important, one legitimate security force, but on Gaza, West Bank, and of course East Jerusalem, as a way out to build our state or to embodiment our state. But where this plan is going, where it will be headed, again, it will be at the hands of the American and the Israeli, unfortunately, in particular the Israeli, and how they will going to interpret it. And we have a very bad experience with it.
Exactly my point, Ambassador. Then how can you trust this international force, which Palestinians have no say on? Even this plan that we're seeing in front of you, the 20-point plan, had no voice of the Palestinians. They're deciding for the Palestinians what should be done to them, for them, and not by them.
And they did not consulted us also. They did not consulted us with any single part of this plan. Could you imagine a plan that will decide the future of the Palestinian people? The Palestinian people had not been consulted on it. The same exact history is repeated itself. United Kingdom, British, November 2nd, 1917, without consulting us as a Palestinian, the original owner, the indigenous people of this land, without consulting us, it's pledged, United Kingdom at that time, through the Balfour Declaration, a pledge gifted our homeland to the Khazarian Jew at that time. Then in 1947, also the United Nations itself, without consulting us, without even getting close to us, decided to the partition plan of Palestine. History, unfortunately, is repeating itself, and all of these repetition, once it repeats itself, it does not take into consideration the Palestinian side, as if we are completely invisible. When they talk about this plan, so to speak, but not this plan, of course, we have many very legitimate concerns. The title itself is concerning us. Conflict in Gaza, it's ambiguous. Not only this, the preamble paragraph, and I want you each one to read it. The very preamble paragraph is saying that Gaza will be de-radicalized terror-free zone that does not pose threat to its neighbor. By definition, this means that Gaza was and is still a radical terror zone and pose threat to its neighbor.
Then, Ambassador Shawish, why are you accepting this plan? Why is the Palestinian Authority officially accepting this plan? Why has the Arab world accepted this plan?
We welcome this plan, and I told you why, but let me just finish my point. So Gaza will be de-radicalized terror zone, terror-free zone. This by default means that Gaza used to still a radicalized terror zone, which means that the American and this plan is already justified the Israeli genocidal war that is ongoing for 2 years. This is the exact meaning of equating the fugitive from justice, the Benjamin Netanyahu. This is the exact meaning. But why did we accept it? We will
why?
Because
why did we accept
I told you, yes, we will come it because we believe that if the war with all the the issue or the legitimate concern that we have, we will come and will continue to welcome any effort that will put an end to the ongoing bloodshed in Gaza. In a daily pace, our people from 100 to 150 of them is slaughtering, dismembering, so that we
So
will
let's
go
be very
to
honest. Let's be very honest.
our people is starving in Gaza. There is no food in Gaza so far. So that many of
I
our
know.
children in a daily pace, they used to be died due to the malnutrition or lack of food. There is a medical needs for the people in Gaza. So that we want to stop this by all means.
I know, Ambassador Shawish.
So that if this plan will going to stop it, we will, and we hope it will stop.
I know, Ambassador Shawish, whatever you're saying is absolutely true. It's been heartbreaking. You yourself are originally from Gaza. You have family there.
Please. I'm not originally from Gaza. Oh, please, because this is a complete. I born in a refugee camp in Gaza. This is very sensitive to us as a Palestinian. I have the title deeds for our home. Yes, I'm a refugee in Gaza.
You're a refugee in Gaza.
I have the title deeds of our land there in Berga. No, I'm not.
You do, right? So let me come back to this.
Yes, please.
Which means that we are seeing a situation where Palestine has stood for decades, time and again, whether it's 1948, 67, or later after the 70s. That so much of it has been pushed down the Palestinian throat that this time around as well, it seems like you are in no position to really bargain, that there's no leverage. Is that the position where Palestine is agreeing and welcoming this decision from? That there's no other option?
Absolutely, you are totally right. Because this is the world where is the power of the logic of power is guiding the people, not the power of logic. This is the world where the international law had completely trampled in front of your eyes. This is the world where two years approximately, with a textbook genocide, televised genocide, every single one in the world watching it, and no one there even to criticize Israel. I will not say criticize, because many, at least in the recent month, many criticizes, but no one imposed any single type of sanctions against Israel. While Russia, for its war with Ukraine, imposed against it 30,000 different type of sanctions. This is the logic of the jungle law. We are watching, as a human being, we are watching our people slaughtering. My part of my family, I already watched them. How did they slaughter? I lost my mother because of the lack of the medicine and all of this stuff during this war. But no one is moving. So yes, we did not have that much leverage, except of course the international law, except of course the United Nations adopted resolution, and of course the support, the rhetoric support, which is very important, of course, that we used to receive it from our friends from India, from many other countries.
Okay, we'll talk about India. Ambassador Shawish, we'll talk about India. But before that, again, coming back to the Arab world.
Gita, you know that this is the logic of power. This is the people who can not only trample the international law and loud and clear call for genocide, for killing and genociding the Palestinian people. It's loud and clear. Benjamin Netanyahu, a few days ago, in the podium of the United Nations General Assembly, mentioned very dangerous wording, or we used to call it the secret code of the genocide against the Palestinian people, when he said, finish the job. According to the Israeli, mean another Nakba to them. They believe that during 1948, Ben-Gurion had the ability, the chance and capability to expel the entire Palestinian people from the entire historical land of Palestine. But he did not do so. He did not finish the job. And it's time to finish the job. The word finish the job for the Israeli is the secret code for expelling, ethnically cleansed, and annihilating the Palestinian people. This is the word that we are watching.
The Palestinian Authority, the PLO, or the Palestinian Authority over here, outrightly has rejected the Hamas in the past. Is that the case even now when it comes to Gaza? Because I'm asking you this, Ambassador, because I don't think people across the world understand the difference. They think everybody is Hamas or Hamas supporter.
No.
So let's make it very clear today.
Let me, because you talk about Hamas support. The biggest Hamas supporter before October 7th was Benjamin Netanyahu. This is loud and clear. He declared this, not us. The one who did not stop supporting Hamas with the money and all the facilities that they needed is Benjamin Netanyahu, to make sure that the rift between the Palestinian people is to continue. No, the Palestinian people is not Hamas. Absolutely is not Hamas. But part of us is Hamas, for sure. But the question is, our position as a Palestinian National Authority, PLO, was still and will continue. Anyone we look for a united West Bank, Palestinian territory, West Bank, Gaza, including East Jerusalem. We look for to build our state in only 22% of our historical land, again, West Bank, including East Jerusalem and Gaza. We look for to have one legitimate security force. We did not call for a militarized state. We are clear in this regard. We choose 33 years ago to sign Oslo, to resist, to copy the late Mahatma Gandhi, his birthday will be tomorrow. We choose his way of resisting the Israeli brutal occupation, peaceful resistance to the Israeli occupation. But in parallel to that, Israel choose to entrench its occupation. Israel choose to killing the Palestinian people, to spread all over West Bank the Israeli settlement. No one know, and unfortunately the media did not covering the daily terrorist act that conducted at the hand of the terrorist organized militia that had that used to Beirut, West Bank. Terrorist militia. They talk about demilitarizing Hamas, and this was our request long time ago, and this is the declared position from President Abbas. But no one call about demilitarizing the terrorist Jewish settler militia in West Bank. More than 100,000 different type of or different piece of weapons was circulated on them. Officially, this is officially.
Okay, then let's go back, because you just spoke about the Palestinian statehood and you have mentioned all those areas and borders of pre-1967. But if you look at the map that President Trump has put out, or the plan that has been put out, it's very clear that whatever area is going to be given or be talked about between Israel and Palestine does not include a lot of the pre-1967 areas, which means the two-state solution is anyway, as of now, practically, for all practical purposes, Ambassador, dead.
No, the plan or the...
it's not the original borders.
No, the plan was talking about, it's the map, it's just indicating Gaza Strip itself, it's not West Bank. But the one who refused the two-state solution directly after he met with President Trump and refused any implementation of the two-state solution is Benjamin Netanyahu. He went loud and clear after the press conference, and he said to his people in Hebrew that I did not accept, and this plan is not tackling the issue of two states.
Exactly. Then why is the Palestinian administration welcoming this plan?
Yes, I told you, because this plan might put an immediate end to the daily suffering of the Palestinian people.
So it's as specific. It's as specific as that. It's as specific as that. End the killing, and let the humanitarian aid enter.
Not the killing, the genocide.
End the genocide and let the people get their aid.
And the people have something to eat. I want my brothers and my sisters and my nephew to have something to eat. Every single person in Gaza lost the vast majority, at least 20 to 30% of his weight. This is facts. We want the people to eat at least.
I'll not question you on that, but there is a point 9 to the plan, Ambassador. which says that Gaza will be governed under the temporary transitional governance of a technocratic, apolitical, might I add, which means you all will not be included, a political Palestinian committee responsible for delivering day-to-day running of public services and municipalities for the people in Gaza. This committee will be made up of qualified Palestinians who are apolitical and international experts, with oversight and supervision by a new international transition body, the Board of Peace, which will be headed and chaired by President Donald J. Trump, with other members and heads of state to be announced, including former Prime Minister Tony Blair. So there is going to be foreign supervision, foreign oversight into how Gazans want to live and would want to be governed. Is everybody okay with that?
To say again, Geeta, I already mentioned that we okay with anything just to stop the carnage right now.
I
But
completely
when it came
understand.
to the details of it, there is tens of details, and the legitimate criticism from our side, legitimate concern should be taken into account. But unfortunately, again, likewise, how did they issue Balfour Declaration? How did they issue 181 resolution, the partition plan of Palestine? And now, and before that, a few years ago, he issued another plan, the deal of the century, without consulting us. We are not exist according to them. We are something not exist, whether we are in Gaza, Hamas, or the Palestinian National Authority in West Bank, or the Palestinian in the diaspora. We are not exist. All of the document, 20 point of the document, and I can tell you from the very beginning, just to say that Gaza will be demilitarized, de-radicalized, terror-free zone. This by default, by definition, according to international law, mean that Gaza is radicalized terror zone, and everything happened during the last 2 years is justified. So again, no, we are not fully satisfied of it, but we look to the implementation of part of it to stop just the carnage, to stop the slaughtering of the Palestinians, and we have many legitimate concern on it.
I understand, but if you accept half, you'll have to accept the rest as well in some time to come, Ambassador, because he also talks about rebuilding Gaza, and he talks about a special economic zone that will be established with preferred tariffs and access rates. He says that Gazans can come and go, but there is going to be an oversight by foreign forces. He talks about Hamas and other factions being given a passage to leave and disarm. And the guarantees go on. I have to ask you a larger question in all this. If the Arab world would have been a stronger bloc, a more cohesive bloc, who could have stood up for Palestine and said, this is not acceptable, would that not have been better than what we are seeing today? Have you been let down by your Arab partners?
No, at least it seems that there is a lot of rumors and there is a lot of leakage right now in the media that saying this is not the plan that Mr. Trump discussed with the Arab leaders.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Oh, wow. Really?
I'm telling you, this is not the exact plan that the Arab leaders and Mr. Trump was discussing.
But they issued a joint statement welcoming it and praising it.
There is no, wait, no, I already said that there is rumors, there is some reports from the appear in the media, but there is no official statement came from the Arab leaders to say that this is not the original plan.
Well, is there a moment where you would see or you'd want, what are your expectations from the Arab world? And then I'll ask you about India as well. What's the expectation in the fight for a Palestinian state? Larger picture, sir. Not just...
No, not the Arab, not only the Arab. We have now 80% plus of the United Nations general as a United Nations member state is supporting the Palestinian people, supporting the question of the Palestine, supporting the two-state solution based in 1967 border with East Jerusalem as its capital, supporting, of course, the peaceful resolution of the Palestinian question based again on the international agreed resolution and the international law. So that we are not isolated. This is the position of the Arab, this is the position of India, this is the position of Russia, this is the position of everyone worldwide except Israel itself and the American. So to speak, the American, but Israel loud and clear is rejecting this solution.
But Russia and China have not come out and accepted this plan. They've not welcomed it. Europeans are quite reluctant. They've been cautious about the plan. India has welcomed the plan. Do you see India shifting its foreign policy position from the position that it held of a two-state solution, vehemently supporting the cause for Palestine, to what it is now, where there seems to be a lot of support for Israel as well?
When it came to the macro level, and we used to judge the people and the countries and the states according to the macro level and how did their behavior with us in the United Nations General Assembly, India is still talking about and supporting, of course not talking, supporting the two-state solution. India just less than 2 weeks endorsed another resolution that endorsed the New York Declaration, which is to cementing the two-state solution, so that India was there. India still with the of course with the international law and with the Palestinian people, and India will continue to be there. We know that there's of course India have its own interests, political interests, economic interests, which is sometimes became very close to Israel in this particular two field of bilateral relation. But in the macro level, again, India used to still, and we're pretty sure that it will continue to be supporting the Palestinian question.
Ambassador Shahwesh, before I let you go, there's another point that is there in this, and it's at the fag end of the plan, which says, well, Gaza redevelopment advances, and when the PA reform program is faithfully carried out. PA reform program. What does that entail? That there is going to be a PA reform program.
This is the same exact pretext that they used to put it long time ago, since 2000. They are calling us for reform and all of these reform program and all of these stuff. But what is the exact meaning of reform? They did not tell us we will go to make our reform. But again, what is the exact meaning for the reform that they are calling us to do it? No one knows. Even they did not talk about reforms. You should put specific criteria when you want to talk about the reform that is acceptable to us, to the international community. Again, who's calling us for the reform? Did India call for reform of the Palestinian Authority? And the United Nations call for a reform of the Palestinian nation? The only one who's calling to reform and every time put more criteria, more condition at the shoulder of the Palestinian people is the American and the Israeli, not more than that. Since 2000, before 2000, they are talking about this issue.
So again, it's quite vague. It's quite vague, which is why the statement over here is quite ambiguous. They've left it it's open to interpretation.
Yes,
and finally,
before 2000 even, while Yasser Arafat is still alive, they call him, you should make some reform and the reform and all of this stuff. Then when we used to ask what type of reform, we should agree on specific type of reform, oversight. Agree as international community. If you feel that we should have some reform, we will go to do it. But what about Israel itself? The main issue that they are asking us to do it is to completely neglect our history. This is the point. They did not want me to say that I'm from Berga. I am not from Gaza, and I will not say under any condition that I am from Gaza. I born in a refugee camp in Gaza.
This is the main issue. They want to delete our history so that day and night they are calling us to change our school curriculum. And we changed it 2 times. But they still insist you should not remember anything calling your history. This is the point. You should not talk about Palestine. There is nothing called Palestine.
In your curriculum, you can't talk about the history of Palestine.
Yes. But
and you've changed that in the history books.
Yes, they want us to change our books.
The final point over here, Ambassador, says the United States will establish a dialogue between Israel and the Palestinians to agree on a political horizon for peaceful and prosperous coexistence. Again, vague, ambiguous, open-ended, does not speak of specifics. It just, to me, this document is not an end or a culmination of a two-state solution. It is advantage Israel.
Rita, they might us, when we used to be in the present, the Israeli jail, we used to have coexistence with the prisoner, with the Israeli officers there. This is coexistence because I want to live by the end of the day. I want to breathe. I want to eat. I want to go to the bathroom and all of these stuff. So I have coexistence even when you used to be in the Israeli jail. What's the meaning of coexistence? Ambiguous. Cluster clear, ambiguous wording. Coexistence, you should accept to be the slave of the Israeli settlers. This is, according to them, might be the coexistence. Coexistence might to be just we should be their slaves. This is coexistence from their point of view. But for us, what do you mean coexistence with the Israeli occupation? Did you see any word called Israeli occupation?
No. So, Ambassador, it's very clear. It's a limited acceptance. So it's a limited acceptance to this plan because this plan does not really give rights as it should to the Palestinians and speak of a future where we will see the state of Palestine.
Again, Gita, this plan you can interpret any Russian issue that he will be. You can write many books about this plan. How you gonna interpret it? But the main issue for us is if this plan, and we will commit because we want to end the carnage on Gaza. We want to make sure the people is having something to feed their children. No more children will be die due to the malnutrition and starvation in Gaza. This is the point. But when it came to the 20 point of it, we have many things to talk about it. And you already shed light on peaceful and prosperous coexistence. Come on, what the meaning of peaceful coexistence and political horizon? It's open to the sky. For them might be political horizon since they allow us to travel to Jordan and to cross the border. This is a political horizon. Since they did not accept this, since that might be their interpretation, since they are not killing us in a daily pace or not killing 1,000 Palestinians in a daily pace, 100 Palestinians just in a daily pace, this is a good political horizon and this is coexistence. Who gonna say that this is a valid plan or not valid plan?
Finally, my final question to you, Ambassador Shawish.
Could you find any single word talk about international law in this plan? Agreed resolution, two-state solution, West Bank and Gaza, East Jerusalem as capital of the Palestinian. No.
Finally, Ambassador Shawish, if I could just ask you for your final comments on so many people have been killed in Gaza. Instead of trying to bring peace, instead of trying to...
66,000.
Yes, 66,000 and counting. 66,000 and counting have been killed in Gaza at a time where these countries are coming and talking about coexistence, peaceful coexistence. You have managed to have an entire population that would hate Israel for having ruined them, destroyed them, their families. how do you see or envisage peace and peaceful coexistence in a future between Palestine and Israel, should there be one?
No, we did not hate Israel. We did not hate the Jewish. We did not.
Not the Jews. I'm talking about the Israeli administration. Let's be very clear.
Yeah, no, yes, Israel, yes, yes, yes. I mean, because we should differentiate. I used to
Yes,
stress on that.
I'm
We
just
should
saying
nothing
Israeli
against Israel.
administration.
We already, yes, we already signed an Oslo agreement. 33 years, we recognize the right of a state of Israel to exist. Period. We have nothing against Israel. We have nothing against, but we have everything came, or all the evils came on from the Israeli occupation itself, and we will not accept the Israeli occupation. But the way out for the peace is the international law. Just not more than that. We call for the implementation of the international law. We call for equal treatment to Israel and to likewise every other country around the world. Israel should not continue to be treated by the international community as the grumpy and spoily teenager. This is not acceptable. You cannot impose 30,000 different type of sanctions against Russia and zero sanctions against Israel after 2 years of the continuous carnage and continuous televised genocide. We call for peace. Peace means that international law should be applied in equal manner for everyone around the world. We call for the adaptation of the agreed resolution. We call for the adaptation of the Oslo Accord itself.
Ambassador Abdullah Abu Shawish, thank you so much for joining us and breaking down what this plan of President Trump really means for Palestine, for Palestinians, for Gazans, for Israel, for regional peace and for the world. Thank you so much.